Hello out there, cyber radio friends, internet buddies, and the like. This is Mitty Man coming back at you again from Walker's Music with the word for the day. I would like to say that I try to keep these clips small in duration because of the fact that you only have a limited amount of time, especially on YouTube. You only have like 10 minutes. So I try to keep them as short as possible, but yet and still try to explain as much as possible for you to get the scope of the overall view. So we won't waste any time. Today we're going to leave the book of John for a little bit, and I want to go to the letter to the Hebrews. To the Hebrew New Testament, and a lot of people they say Paul wrote the book, or others say maybe Dr. Luke, but we don't really know who wrote the book, but I'm just glad that the book was written. So we're going to start at chapter 11, verse 1, Hebrews. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, for by it the elders obtain a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. Excuse me. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because God had translated him. For before his translation he had this testimony, that he pleased God. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. May God add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers of his holy word. We read you six verses from the 11th chapter of Hebrews, and basically saying, you have a lot of people saying that they have faith in God and they believe in God, and they believe. Well, you're not saying too much when you say you believe. Even the devil believes. But but the devil can do everything but obey. He cannot follow. He cannot do the word. So when we say we believe God, well, that's not saying a whole lot to a degree. But he said now faith. Now I don't understand why they put the word now in front of that. Is to just be a passive form, now this or now that. But I believe what it's saying is faith that's present right now. Faith. Not faith from yesterday, not faith tomorrow, but right now faith. That's what I think is speaking of. That is what we hope for. And it's also that same faith is the evidence of the things that are not seen. In other words, we can't see it, but by faith we can see it. Like that song said, by faith we can see it afar. In other words, through faith we know that the worlds were framed. God said it, and so it was. God said, let there be light, and there was light. So my definition of faith in God is simply believe what God said, and believe that he will do just what he said he will do, and you have confidence that he will do just that. And that's my definition of that word, faith. And then further on down in that same chapter, it goes on to speak about the cloud of witnesses like Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. All of them, you could see their faith by their word, and so your faith is known by what you do also. So you got a lot of people hollering that they got faith, but they won't try it. Yeah. Well, if you had faith that God would do what he said he'll do, when you read in the book of Malachi, when he said, I will open the windows of heaven and pour out you a blessing that you would not have room enough to receive. Now, if you really had faith that would be true, you would tithe. You don't do it because you don't really have that faith that God can do just what he say. And I'm not trying to judge or point a finger at anyone, but it's just a fact. And so this, I feel like he said, Enoch, please God. In other words, you ever had a friend, I know I have, that we used to walk piece away home with each other. I walk piece away with him. Then when I get ready to go back home, he'll turn around and walk piece away back with me. And we just go back and forth. Nobody never get home. I feel like one time, this is what took place with Enoch. He had such a close relationship with God, and he just pleased God. So he was walking home with God one day, and God just told him to come all the way. That's what I believe to happen. That's just my little thing I threw out there. But this is Mitty Man. We're saying if we have faith in God, we will show it by our works. Faith without work is dead. So if you show me your faith without works, I'll show you my faith, like Paul said. James said, by what I do. By what I do. So with that being said, this is Mitty Man saying, God bless you, God keep you, and always read your word. Peace.